you just apologized again for something that wasn't even your fault. You do this constantly, don't you? Bending, softening, smoothing every rough edge you can find, anything to dodge one angry text. Here's the problem with that instinct. It's not protecting you, it's erasing you, piece by piece, text by text. Every time you flinch at their anger, you hand them the steering wheel. In my last video, I teased Shift 4 as the one that would make you angry. Here it is. Their anger isn't a sign that you're failing, it's the sound of them losing control over you. Today, we're going deep into why their disapproval is the highest octane fuel for your progress. We aren't just ignoring opinions anymore, we're going to start using them. By the end of this, you'll understand the veru of confrontation, why Machiavelli preferred fear over love, and how to become truly ungovernable. Comment Fortuna below if you're ready to stop playing defense. Welcome back to Machiavelli the Prince. Quick frame before we start, because this one detail changes everything that follows. Machiavelli's most infamous idea gets flattened into better feared than loved. But he actually drew a sharper line than that quote suggests. He said a ruler needed to worry about being hated or despised, not simply about being disliked or making somebody upset for an afternoon. Those are two completely different outcomes, and almost nobody separates them in real life. That gap between someone's temporary anger and someone's actual contempt is the entire video. Learn to tell those two apart, and you stop being terrified of the wrong feeling. Think about the last group chat argument that actually mattered. Someone was heated for a day, maybe two, and then it passed, because the relationship underneath it was solid. That's the version we're aiming for, not chaos, not conflict for its own sake, just the confidence to survive somebody's temporary weather without rearranging your entire life to prevent it. Here's what's coming, so you can track exactly where you are. Shift 1 breaks the biggest myth about what anger even means. Shift 2 exposes exactly who's surrounding you right now. Shift 3 draws the one line you need memorized for life. Shift 4, that's where I finally show you the line I promised. Shift 5 deals with a mood you've been quietly paying rent on. Shift 6 is the finish line, actually becoming ungovernable. 6 shifts, 1 mindset. Let's get into it. Shift 1. Anger is a receipt, not a verdict. Machiavelli had a word for this: necessita. Necessity. His entire framework for power runs on one blunt idea. Sometimes the right move for you is going to upset somebody, and that's not a bug. That's just physics. Every decision that actually moves your life forward is going to disappoint somebody who preferred the old, easier version of you. Translate that into your actual week. You said no to a plan, and someone went cold on you. You stopped answering every text within 4 minutes, and someone accused you of changing. You finally started that side hustle, and somebody close to you got weirdly quiet about it. Here's the mental shift. Their anger, in that moment, isn't a verdict on your character. It's a receipt. Proof that you actually did something, took a stance, made a choice, moved instead of staying frozen in whatever version of you they found convenient. Ask yourself something honest right now. The last time someone got upset with you, were you actually cruel, or were you just inconvenient to their plans? Those two get confused constantly, and almost nobody stops to check which one actually happened. Picture the coworker who got short with you after you finally spoke up in the meeting instead of staying quiet like usual. That tension isn't proof you overstepped. It's proof the old arrangement, the one where you absorbed everything and said nothing, just stopped working for them. Their discomfort is information about the old system breaking, not a verdict on the new one. Most people treat every angry reaction like a 5-alarm fire that means they did something wrong. That's the myth we're breaking today. You didn't do something wrong. You just stopped being predictable. And unpredictable people are harder to manage. That's not a flaw. That's the beginning of actually leveling up. Instead of staying stuck in the same loop, grinding toward nothing but everyone else's comfort. Here's where this gets tricky. And it's the exact thing Shift 2 is about to expose. If literally nobody in your life ever reacts to you, no friction, no pushback, not even mild annoyance, that's not peace. That's usually a warning sign about who's actually around you, and I'm about to show you exactly why. Comment receipt if you just realized how many of those angry reactions were actually just receipts of you finally choosing yourself. I want to see that word everywhere below. That's Shift 1, locked in. 5 to go, and Shift 2 is about to change who you trust in that group chat. This is the exact point where most people clicked away last time because the truth started to sting. If you're still here, you're already in the top 1% of people willing to actually change. Shift 2, the court of flatterers. Machiavelli spent an entire chapter warning rulers about flatterers, the advisors who tell you exactly what you want to hear, because your anger scares them more than your failure does. His fix was blunt. Surround yourself with people brave enough to tell you the truth, even if it costs them your favor for a minute. Now look at your own court, not nobles, your group chat, your co-workers, your comment section, whoever you double text the second they left you on read for 6 hours. Ask yourself something. When was the last time someone in your circle actually disagreed with you, out loud, to your face? Not vague posted about it, not passive-aggressive in a group chat. Actually said, "I don't think that's a good idea," and meant it. If you're struggling to think of an example, that's not because your life is drama-free. That's because you've built a court of flatterers, or worse, you've become one yourself, agreeing with everyone's takes just to keep the temperature low. LinkedIn is basically a flattery machine at scale. Everyone congratulating everyone on every promotion, every humble to announce, every side hustle launch, because a genuinely honest reaction doesn't get you invited back next time. Here's the mental shift. The people actually for you are the ones willing to risk your temporary anger to tell you something true. The people who only ever agree with you aren't loyal. They're just avoiding a conversation. You probably already know the difference in your own life. There's the friend who hypes up every decision you make, no matter how questionable, because keeping things smooth matters more to them than keeping you honest. And there's the one friend who'll actually say, "Are you sure about this?" knowing full well it might annoy you for a day. Guess which one is still going to be around in 10 years. But before you go test this on everyone around you, there's a critical distinction coming next, and if you skip it, this entire mindset backfires. There's a massive difference between someone getting frustrated with you for an afternoon and someone actually starting to despise you. Mixing those two up is exactly how people wreck relationships trying to set boundaries. That line is coming right now. Comment your role. Are you the flatterer in your friend group, the flattered, or the one person who actually tells the truth? One word, be honest with yourself. 2 shifts down, 4 to go. Shift 3 draws the line that makes this whole mindset actually safe to use. Shift 3, the line between anger and hatred. Here's the line, and I want you to actually remember this one, because it's the difference between this mindset making your life better or making it worse. Machiavelli said a ruler could survive being disliked. What actually destroyed rulers was contempt, real hatred, built over time, usually from cruelty, broken promises, or straight-up disrespect. Anger is weather. Contempt is climate. One passes through, the other changes everything underneath it. So here's what wanting them to be angry at you does not mean. It doesn't mean being cold. It doesn't mean ghosting people, lying to them, or treating anyone like they don't matter. That's not confidence, that's cruelty wearing a confidence costume, and it absolutely does create contempt, which is the actual dangerous thing here. What it does mean is this: someone being upset for an hour, a day, even a week, because you told the truth, held a boundary, or chose yourself. That's survivable. That's normal. That's the cost of being an actual person instead of a mirror that only ever reflects what everyone else wants to see. Compare 2 breakups for a second. One person sits down, says the honest thing, and deals with an hour of tears or yelling. Painful, but clean. The other person can't handle that hour, So they slow fade instead, less texting, more excuses, until the other person is left piecing together what happened for months. The first breakup produced anger. The second one produced something closer to contempt. Same outcome, completely different residue left behind. Quick gut check. Think about the last time you avoided doing something because you were scared of someone's reaction. Was that reaction actually going to make them hate you, or just mildly annoyed with you for an afternoon? Be honest, because most people's brains treat those two outcomes like they're identical, and they are nowhere close. Here's the part almost everyone gets backwards, and it's the exact mistake we're fixing in the very next shift. Most people think avoiding someone's anger keeps them safely away from that dangerous zone contempt. It's actually the opposite. The way you avoid anger is usually the exact thing that manufactures contempt over time. I'm about to show you exactly how, and it's the line I promised you at the very start of this video. Quick yes or no in the comments. Have you ever avoided someone's temporary anger, only to watch it quietly turn into something worse months later? I want real answers on this one. 3 down, halfway there. Shift 4 is where I finally show you the line from the very first 30 seconds of this video. Shift 4, 1 clean cut versus 1,000 slow ones. Machiavelli's favorite case study for this was Cesare Borgia, a ruler who took over a region called Romagna after years of weak, wishy-washy leadership had let it fall apart. Borgia sent in one enforcer who cracked down hard and fast. It worked. Order returned almost immediately. Then Borgia did the part people forget. Once that enforcer had served his purpose and public anger needed somewhere to land, Borgia cut ties with him completely, publicly, in one decisive move. One clean cut. The anger it caused burned hot for a moment, and then it was over, because the situation actually got resolved instead of dragged out. Compare that to a leader who lingers, half measures, foot dragging, discomfort applied a little at a time, stretched out over months. Machiavelli was blunt about timing. Get the painful part over with fast, all at once, so people have the chance to move past it. Drag it out instead, and resentment never gets the chance to fade. It just compounds, quietly, every single day you avoid it. Here's where this gets real for you. A clean, direct, no, said once and clearly, is a paper cut. It stings for a second, and then it's done. But the slow version? Leaving someone on red for 3 days instead of just declining, saying yes and then quietly flaking, staying vague about your side hustle instead of just owning it out loud. That's not kindness. That's 1,000 tiny cuts, and every single one keeps the wound open instead of letting it heal. Same pattern shows up every holiday season. Telling your family once, clearly, that you're skipping this year causes one hard conversation. Dodging the question for 6 weeks, half answering every time somebody asks. Showing up late and leaving early just to avoid the subject entirely. That's 6 weeks of low-grade tension that never actually resolves anything. One method costs you an afternoon. The other one costs you the whole season. Stop scrolling for 1 second. Actually do this. Don't just nod along and keep going. Think of one specific thing you've been avoiding saying to someone, right now, today. Got it in your head? Now ask yourself honestly, has avoiding that conversation made it smaller, or has it been quietly growing every single day you don't say it? Notice what your instinct just did there. It probably started drafting the apology already, the softened version, the extra context, the explanation nobody actually asked for. That instinct is exactly what we're examining right now, in real time. Here's a harder question. If you said the honest thing today, in one clean sentence, what's the actual worst version of their reaction? Really picture it. A cold reply, a quiet day, maybe a text that stings for an hour. Now compare that to the version where you keep avoiding it for another month, adding one more small cut every single week that passes. Which one, honestly, sounds worse to actually live inside? Most people, once they sit with that comparison side by side, realize the thing they've been protecting themselves from is smaller than the thing they've quietly been building instead. That gap between the imagined cost and the real cost is exactly where the line lives. Here's the line, the one I told you about at the very start of this video. A single, clear no, even one that makes someone furious for an afternoon, is anger. It has edges. It ends. 100 small avoidances, the over-explaining double texts, the flaking, the vague half-answers, the slow fade instead of the honest conversation that's not anger anymore. That compounds into contempt. Real, permanent, doesn't go away contempt. That's the line. On one side, a clean cut that heals. On the other, death by 1,000 small avoidances that never does. You wanted to dodge one uncomfortable minute, and instead, you built weeks of slow-burning resentment. That trade was never worth it. Not once. Not for anyone. Comment a number. How many small avoidances are you currently sitting on instead of just having one clean conversation? 1, 5. Be honest. I want the real count. 4 shifts in your pocket, 2 left. Shift 5 deals with something you've been paying rent on without even realizing it. Shift 5. Stop renting your decisions to their mood. Every time you make a choice based on how someone might react, you're not actually making a decision. You're renting it out. You're letting their mood set up shop in your head, rent-free, and it's paying you nothing back. Think about the version of you that hasn't started the side hustle yet, hasn't posted the thing, hasn't sent the application because somewhere in the back of your mind, someone's raised eyebrow is already playing on a loop. That's not caution. That's their opinion living rent-free in the exact space where your own decisions should live. Here's a test. Next time you're about to do something, post it, say it, start it. Ask yourself, am I doing this, or am I asking permission from someone who isn't even in the room? Most people are shocked how often the honest answer is the second one. Think about the caption you deleted before posting because you imagined one specific person rolling their eyes at it. That person didn't even see the draft. They didn't cast a vote. You just handed them one anyway, for free, out of pure habit. This is where clout chasing sneaks in too, in a sneaky reverse way. You'd think chasing attention means doing bold things for likes. But plenty of people do the opposite. They stay small, stay quiet, stay endlessly agreeable, because staying likable is its own kind of clout chasing, chasing approval instead of chasing the actual goal. Real ownership of your life hits different. The first time you make a decision purely because it's right for you, not because it dodges someone's disappointment, something shifts. You stop being a supporting character reacting to everyone else's mood, and you start operating with actual main character energy, the kind where you're writing the scene instead of flinching through it. But here's the catch almost nobody prepares for. The second you stop renting out your decisions, people notice. Some of them get louder about their anger, not quieter, because they're used to having a vote. What you do in that exact moment is the entire final shift, and it's the difference between actually becoming ungovernable and just talking about it. Comment rent if you just realized whose mood has been living in your head for free. I want to see how many of us have been paying that same rent. 5 shifts down, 1 left. Shift 6 is the whole reason this video exists. Shift 6, become ungovernable. Here's the final shift, and it's less something you do and more something you finally stop doing. Ungovernable doesn't mean unreachable. It doesn't mean you stop caring what anyone thinks, ever. It means someone's anger no longer automatically wins a vote in your decision-making. From now on, it has to earn one, like everything else does. Picture the next time someone's actually upset with you over something reasonable, a boundary, a no, a decision that's genuinely yours to make. Old you fixes it immediately, over-explains, double texts, an apology you don't even owe, quietly rewrites the whole decision just to lower the temperature in the room. Ungovernable you does something different. You let the anger exist. You don't perform an apology tour for a decision you'd make again tomorrow. You stay in the room, or you don't, but either way, You don't hand over the steering wheel just because someone revved the engine. That's not coldness. That's the entire difference between reacting to weather and rebuilding your whole house around it. Ask yourself the real question now. Whose anger have you been more afraid of than your own actual life? Whose mood has been quietly running your calendar, your career, your side hustle, your relationships longer than you'd like to admit? You already know the name. You knew it the second I asked. Here's the permission slip nobody's going to hand you. You're allowed to let that person be upset with you. Their anger is not an emergency. It's not even necessarily a problem. It might just be the receipt for you finally choosing your own life over their comfort with the old version of it. Comment ungovernable if you're finally ready to let someone be upset with you instead of shrinking to fix it. I read every single one of these. 6 shifts. Anger is a receipt, not a verdict. Watch your court for flatterers. Know the line between anger and hatred. One clean cut beats 1,000 slow ones. Stop renting your decisions to their mood. Become ungovernable. That's the entire mindset, and none of it requires you to be cruel to a single person. If this is the first video of mine you've watched, go back and watch. Think about yourself this way, and their opinions become completely irrelevant. It's the 6 shifts that make this one actually possible, because you can't get comfortable with someone's anger until you've already stopped needing their approval in the first place. And next video, I'm breaking down the exact 3 sentences that make people respect a boundary the first time you say it. No repeating yourself, no over-explaining. Just 3 sentences that end the negotiation completely. You're going to want that one saved. Subscribe if you're done managing everyone's mood but your own. And before you go, one number in the comments. Out of these 6 shifts, which one are you actually starting today? 1 through 6. That's it. I'll see you in the next one.